Hey yo, VipPrince here. Man, I haven't done this intro in quite a while, but welcome to a casual video where we are going to go through my platinum trophies that I earned throughout 2023. There aren't as many as 2022, but keep in mind this is a casual video, so I will fumble a lot of English words because it's not my first language, native language, so bear with me please. But starting off, you can see in my PSN profile, and the last game, the last platinum I earned in 2022 is called Call of the Sea, and it took me around 3 hours. I didn't like it as much, to be honest, but it's a short game, it's a puzzle game. It was okay. But starting off in 2023, the first platinum I got is Persona 5 Strikers, and you can see it took me 1 year and 11 months, almost 2 years. And that's because the first time I actually booted up, I actually purchased it on launch day. I didn't like it. Even though I'm a big, huge Persona fan, Persona 5 fan in general, I didn't like the gameplay. I don't know why, it just didn't stick with me for the first time, and I shelved it. But last year, when I went to my parents' house, I didn't have anything else to play, so I was like, well, let's grab Persona 5 Strikers and actually finish it. So that's what I did. It started in 2022 and I finally finished it in 2023. To be honest, I was wrong the first time I played it. The story is amazing. Again, I fucking love the characters. The story is incredible. The gameplay kind of grew on me. The more you actually play it, the better it gets. But you need to slug in around 10 hours or so for the good parts to start. So you need to really suck it in, and then you're going to get rewarded, as I did. So it's an amazing game, and it's my first platinum for 2023. Next up, we have Ape Escape. Again, I started this at my parents' house, so that's again 2022. But unfortunately, some of the trophies were glitched, and I had to wait for them to get fixed. It took a couple of months. I actually played it maybe in October, to be honest, and I finished it like in February. They fixed it finally. I did purchase the PlayStation tier and I played it. It's an okay game. It's more of it's a nostalgic game. If you've played it before, you might like it. I haven't played it before because I was always a PC boy, but it was kind of fun, you know. It's an outdated piece of art, but it's fun. Next up, we have Pinball Heroes. Again, it's from the classic catalog on PlayStation. Very short game, it took me 4 hours. It was actually kind of fun. I'm not a pinball guy, but I kind of enjoyed it, to be honest. So, really interesting game. And finally, from the classic catalog, we have Super Stardust Portable. You can see it took me 1 hour and 30 minutes. It was very short, but very fun. I don't know why, but old school games kind of resonate with me. I don't know why. Okay, next up, it's not actually a platinum. You can see I'm 91% completed. The reason is the final trophy that I have to complete is those damn trials. Like, I can't remember if they were the last ones were gold or platinum, I'm not sure. You have to have nerves of steel to complete them, and I didn't have that. I'm not gonna talk about my roommate because he actually completed it, but man, he was fuming. Every single day when he was playing, I was hearing like banging sounds, oh fuck this game, something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go through that. Overall, the game is fun, don't get me wrong. It's really fun and enjoyable experience. If you're not going for the platinum, I highly suggest this game because it's very fun simulator. I enjoyed it, but man, those gold trials, no, I'm not going to go back and finish it. Next up, we have Wulong Fallen Dynasty. I was hyped about this game, but the more I think about it now, the more I see why it failed. I like the parry mechanic. I felt it was a fairly easy Dark Souls inspired game. It's fairly easy. I mean, the parry window, they actually made it easier when they released the game because there was a beta and it wasn't as easy, and I was kind of on the fence because it was very difficult. Either way, I decided to pre-order it. I mean, it was fun and it was fairly easy. I need to get back because they released, I believe, 2 DLCs. I'm missing that 100%. But you can see it took me around a month and 2 weeks. That's because I played it on and off. I didn't play every single day. I believe the platinum can take you around 40 to 50 hours, depending on your skill level, so it's not a long game. Next up is Hogwarts Legacy, and that's something interesting. This game released way before Wulong. Wulong released on April. This game released in February, and Wulong released in April. The reason that I platinumed this game after Wulong is because there was one hideous glitch trophy, and nobody knew if they were actually going to fix it or not. So it took them 3 months to fix that single trophy, and it was basically about collectibles. If you haven't played this game or you haven't seen it before, this game is riddled with collectibles. I think there are like 400 to 500, maybe more, maybe less, but there's so much collectibles. So the majority of the game spent is you just waving your wand and you're trying to find flying papers, hidden treasures, and so on and so forth. The glitch trophy was with one enemy in particular, basically didn't count towards your bestiary, and once you kill it, well, you can't find him anymore. So people were afraid that they had to replay this game. Fortunately, they fixed it in 3 months, and that's why it took me 3 months to complete this game at 14th of May. I think it's the best Harry Potter game out there. Unfortunately, it didn't go to the Game of the Year contendees. I believe it should have. Unfortunately, it didn't, but I love this game. It was so good. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so for me, seeing this level of creativity and polish in a game, a Harry Potter game, mind you, was something out of this world. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The story was amazing. The characters were perfect. Combat, people didn't like it as much, but once you get the hang of it, you unlock more spells. It actually becomes like a Devil May Cry game. Like, you can do a lot of combos with your spells, and I highly recommend it. Next up, Chivalry 2. I don't know why I did this. Half of the game, if you're doing the platinum, half of the game was spent just sitting on my TV right here. I was AFK, and basically that's it. I believe I had to do wins with each faction on each map, something like that. So if you pick the correct side, you won't have to do anything, and just the bots are going to take care of everything. So I think I spent around 20 hours just sitting AFK for it to farm it out. Don't get me wrong, the game is very fun if you're playing with friends. Actually, it's super fun. If I wasn't doing the platinum and my friends would want to just hop in and do a couple of matches, I would do that, because I enjoyed it. When I was doing them online, just actually playing the game, it was very fun. But again, I'm a platinum hunter, and that's what I do. Unfortunately, this game didn't have a fun platinum experience, so I just left it as AFK and it completed itself. But it took me 6 days. Could have been less, but again, it takes around, I believe, 30 hours to finish the whole thing. Oh boy, Final Fantasy 16. Wow, I mean, damn, it was perfect. But again, it isn't a 10 out of 10 game. I enjoyed it, to be honest. The music and the boss fights were very cinematic. A lot of people didn't like the game because most of them would say it's actually, you're watching a movie. And to a point, they're right. There's a lot of cutscenes, a lot of talking, not enough gameplay in my opinion. But when you actually go to do the gameplay, the combat is very fun. People didn't like it at first, but the more you unlock stuff, the more it gets better, the more combos you can actually do. Again, it becomes a DMC type of game. One of the DMC combat leads actually helped with this game, and you can see his creation resonates in Final Fantasy 16. I think this is the best game I've played in terms of cinematography and how they choreographed each fight, each boss fight, how they introduced characters, and each character has its different, problems and stuff like that. From that point, I think it's the best graphic-wise game, the best cinematography, the best choreography. I suggest you play it. Again, the platinum was kind of fun. The platinum journey was kind of fun. Highly recommend it if you haven't played a Final Fantasy game before. Next up is Dredge, and I can see those bastards released a DLC and they broke my 100% completion. I hate that. I really hate that, but I'll get back to it. To be fair, I think it released this year. I'm not sure. It might have been last year. Anyway, they released a physical for PS4 and PS5. I decided to buy it because a lot of people think it's praise, that it's a perfect game. I think it's a good game. I really enjoyed it. After Final Fantasy 16, I was searching for something that was casual and I can just sit back and enjoy my time. And that game delivered that. You just stroll around in your boat, you collect fish, you finish up quests. It's a dark game. I wouldn't say it's a horror game, but there's some horror elements. If you're easily scared, I wouldn't recommend this game. But if you want a different journey from this whole era of amazing games, I would highly recommend that you check it out. It's on Steam, and I think it gets on sale pretty frequently, so you can just buy it and give it a shot. Next up, the Night Witch. It released this year. It took me 4 days to complete. It's basically a 2D based game with a witch that uses a ton of spells, 2 factions fighting, and those Night Witches defended the world from collapsing. It actually collapsed, but they found a underground base. They created a whole underground town, and something happens where they get attacked, so the Night Witches need to defend this place. Of course, the Night Witch being you. So you get a variety of spells that you can use. It was pretty fun. It's a casual game, it takes around 20 hours. I would recommend it if you don't have anything else to play, to be honest. Next up is Resident Evil Village. Actually, before that, I played Resident Evil 4, but it's going to be further down the list. But I've played Resident Evil Village finally. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have played that if they didn't put the third-person camera. Because of Resident Evil 4, I got very addicted to this franchise, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to complete each Resident Evil game that I can that has a Platinum trophy. But the game is amazing. Again, I love the village, and each area was amazing. Again, the Platinum journey is very fun, but very difficult, and that's because we need to complete a knife-only run, we need to complete a speed run, we need to complete the game on the highest difficulty. So if you want to try your luck with this game and want to do the Platinum, make sure that you're prepared, because you need to do it a minimum of 4 playthroughs, and that thing is happening in every Resident Evil game. So strap on, but it's amazing. I mean, I love it. Next up is the Chia, or Tachia. Basically, it's collectathon of a game. Your main gameplay here is going around those areas and collecting stuff, and the Platinum trophy is just that. Platinum run is just that. You collect a lot of stuff. The fun thing about this game is that the main character can actually transform into different objects. You actually warp into them. You don't actually transform into them. So you can warp into different types of animals, objects, and stuff like that, and you can use them to your advantage. And that's the whole game. It's a lovely, well-crafted world, and the people that created it, I'm very thankful, because they wanted to show their culture, their country, how different it is from the other world, because they're secluded. But yeah, again, the Platinum run was mainly going around the world and collecting stuff. Next up, we have Wreckfest. I was craving some racing type of game, and the only one that I can think about was Wreckfest, and I enjoyed it. I couldn't believe that this game is still alive, and there were a lot of players playing on the multiplayer servers. Although you don't have to do multiplayer, you do have to do 2 trophies with multiplayer, but that's boostable with a friend. And again, this game was free on PS Plus, so if you grabbed it and play it, it takes around 25 hours. I completed it in 1 week because I didn't play it every single day. It's a very nice game with brake mechanics, so you better watch out how you drive your car, because it's gonna, break. And that's why it's called Wreckfest. Next up on the list, we have Unpacking, and you can see actually I did PS5 and PS4. It takes around 4 hours. The reason I did it twice is because the first time I did it on my PS5 myself, and the second time I actually wanted my mom to try out gaming, and the easiest game that I could think about, and I was playing at the time, was Unpacking. But it's a very cozy game. You just unpack items. Each room represents a ear of the girl that we're playing with. So each time you unpack a full room, progresses the years, and in that year, I'm not going to spoil anything, but our character grows up, so she has items from her past years, but now she has new stuff, new rooms, and that keeps progressing on and on until she's a fully grown adult, and stuff happens. You have a very, very big house with a lot of rooms. Have to unpack not only your stuff, but other people's stuff as well. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you want to play it, it's not that expensive. If you can buy it on sale, then go for it. It's very, very fun. Now we have Street Fighter 6. Again, I completed it during September, but actually this game released, I believe, in June. I might be wrong. But again, there was a glitch trophy. Actually, it wasn't a glitch trophy, just Capcom didn't correctly implement tournaments. So if you played this game and you were going for Platinum, you know that the tournaments didn't work, and there were 2 or 3 trophies that you needed to complete. So everyone was waiting for them to fix it. Again, it took 3 months. They finally fixed it, but goddamn, this is the best, one of the best fighting games I've played. I don't know what to say. Like, they thought about everything. They thought about new players, returning players, veteran players, all of this. And the implementation of modern controls, even if I don't like them because I think they're cheat mechanics, they're very useful to new players that don't want to fully learn the game or are unable to do, those quarter circle forward, half circle forward, back motions, 360 motion, 270, because they can be hard, but they're not the thing that makes you a good player or the best player. It's not the motion controls. It's everything else around it. So even if you're a new player and you go in and you want to learn the modern controls, you can be one of the best. A lot of pro players actually use modern controls, and the fact that they already are pro players, with the implementation of modern controls, they can be beasts. Again, classic is classic and it's very, very good. You can still beat modern players if you're a classic player. They introduced a new single player if you're into that. It was very fun, it was very fast, the tutorials are well made, so again, you don't have to go around and search into the internet and forums how to actually play this game. You just sit in this economy of the main game and you can learn this game. So single player great, multiplayer amazing, the lobbies are good, online connectivity is very good. I had problems like lag issues from the start, but then I think they fixed it. And they fixed the tournament, so now you can actually achieve this platinum trophy yourself. Next up is my game of the year, Resident Evil 4. So it's up right here because you can see there was a DLC, the DLC, and when you complete it, it just bumps up. This is my game of the year. I think it's the best remake out there. Capcom did an amazing job with this game. I love it. That's why I got into Resident Evil. Like, everything was well made from the ground up. It's not the same as the original game, so there are changes, and if you play the original one and you play the new one, you can see, wait, why is this not here? Why is this changed? What is happening? It's a remake, so they wanted to change stuff out. Don't worry, some stuff that were removed from the main game, they re-added into the DLC. People might not like it, but I think it's great. And the introduction of the DLC just made this game even better. Again, if you want to do the platinum run, make sure that you are ready for at least a minimum of 4 playthroughs, because again, we have a speedrun, we have the highest difficulty completion, and so on and so forth. You can package them into one. I did the highest difficulty and speedrun into one. It was very hard, but I didn't want to do, 6 playthroughs. Now comes in September, we get a lot of games releasing that month. We have Baldur's Gate 3, we have MK. The game that I decided to play was Armored Core 6. To be fair, I didn't like how it looked, but the more I watched streamers playing this game, the more I got hooked in, and I caved in and I bought it at full price. I think it's a good game. I know there's a lot of problems. I can see a lot of problems, mainly on the combat. It's not as skill dependent as I would love to, coming from, Elden Ring and Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but it's very fun. The story is there if you look for it, but to be fair, a lot of people don't play this game because of the story. They play it because of the mech build and the action and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of customization. You can customize each weapon, each part. You do need to look at the numbers for that to make sure that you're making the best build that you can make. You can customize with decors, with skins, with colors and stuff like that. And the good thing about this game is that each time they introduce an arena that shows a build that you can buy the parts yourself and try it yourself if you like it. There are some builds that are better than others, to be honest. I saw myself playing this game, like 90% of the game was played with the same exact build as soon as I unlocked those parts, because it was very easy to do so. And the platinum run can be tedious because you need to complete every single mission on S rank, and you need to do 3 playthroughs for that because there's 3 different endings. So me knowing that from guides and stuff like that, I knew, okay, I need to speedrun the first run so I don't waste as much time as possible, and that's what I did. But I enjoyed it. I don't think it's a game of the year, to be honest, but it's very fun, and if it's a sale, you can just grab it. It was really good. I think it's great. Okay, next up, we have Assassin's Creed Mirage. This game allegedly returns to the roots, and that means it's just a worse version of Assassin's Creed. Basically, people told Ubisoft, hey, we want a game that's back to the roots. We don't like this RPG style. We don't like those new worlds like Valhalla being super big and nothing's happening there, so go back. Ubisoft heard them and said, okay, so remove a lot of features, like it's AC1, the first AC1, and ship that. Credit to them, it's $40, $50, something like that. But we didn't want that. We didn't tell you just make it AC1. We wanted AC2 style, AC Brotherhood, AC Revelations. I think the story is okay. The world, again, is perfect. Every time Ubisoft creates a new AC game or Far Cry game, you know they're going to nail the world building and level design and stuff like that. But everything else around this game, it was lackluster. I mean, the combat was boring, the stealth was fun, the weapon variety, not there, multiple kills, not there, gadgets, okay, they were fine, but it's bad. Just don't buy it. I was a big Assassin's Creed fan, but man, I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. Next up is a controversial one that I still haven't completed, and that's Honkai Star Rail. I've played this game religiously for the past couple of months, 2 months, 3 months now maybe. I'm hooked. I haven't spent a lot of money, but don't tell anyone. Don't tell my parents, okay? I'm almost done. I think I need around 2 weeks to get the platinum. It's way easier to get the platinum on this game than Genshin. So if you want to play a gacha game from HoYoverse and you want to get the platinum, then go for Honkai Star Rail. For me personally, the characters are better, and the fact that it's a turn-based game and not as a Zelda clone game as Genshin Impact, it resonated with me more. So that's why I decided, okay, I'm going to play the heck out of this, and I'm going to try to complete the platinum, and that's what I've been doing for the past couple of months, but it takes a lot of time. The guide says it takes around 100 hours, but that's fucking bullshit, so don't listen to the guy on the PSN profile. And yeah, fuck you, you don't know what you're talking about if you're watching this video, but it doesn't take anywhere around 100 hours. I'm way over that, and I've played every single day when I started this game. I'm almost there, but that's not 100 hours. But yeah, characters are better, story is great, the turn-based gameplay style is perfect, I much prefer that. So if you want to play a gacha game, then just go with that one. You won't miss. Next up is MK1. Again, there wasn't a glitch, but there was a trophy that was unobtainable until the end of the league of the game. Other than that, I think another stellar MK game with one caveat. The multiplayer sucks. I don't know what the fuck they did with it, but it doesn't work. If you play versus a Wi-Fi player or you're a Wi-Fi player yourself, the experience is awful. I have no idea how they did this when we have Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 coming next year. They just fumbled and they won't fix that. I don't believe they'll fix it. But other than that, the story was amazing. The single player, the arcade style of play, not talking about the story. What the fuck? It's so bad. It's so bad. Like they had to just introduce the crypt again and everyone would be happy. But they introduced this league style of gameplay where you just fight on, different enemies with different weaknesses, different effects and stuff like that. It's all bad. Nobody's going to play this, and nobody is playing this. I think the camo characters are very fun. They introduce a lot of different combo pads. Now they're releasing DLCs from, famous animations in series. So if you're a zoomer, then you have, Omni-Man and John Cena dressing as, I don't know, Captain Commando or something like that. If you like those characters, then go ahead and play this game, but you just wait for Tekken 8 or just play Street Fighter 6. I think they're better games. Okay, finally, oh boy, another game of the year for me personally is Spider-Man 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2. So, my most favorite game of all time is Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I would just say that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is similar to Web of Shadows. The fact that I was a big fan and I didn't know anything about this game, Marvel Spider-Man 2. I was hyped, I was sold. Man, this game is perfect. The fact that you can play with 2 different characters and Venom is there, Kraven is there, the world is larger than the first game, the combat is very fun, again, they didn't miss with that. It opened up a lot of more combos, which is fine. If you unlock a lot of the skill trees, you get open up to a lot of more combo routes, and that's what I like. I mean, I'm a fighting game player. The world is more vibrant, and there's a lot of more stuff to do, which are not grindy as the first game, and that's what I liked. Finally, we have Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. At the moment, I'm trying to play it and recording a video, so you might expect a platinum run video for Like a Dragon Gaiden. I like it, but I don't know, not as much. I haven't played this game for the past week or so I need to get back to it to play it. Hopefully that's going to be my last platinum for this year. That's around, I think, 23 to 24 platinums. Very small number compared to last year. Last year I did 40 trophies. I think it's 40 trophies, and now I did only 24. With this one might be 25. Most of the game though are very long, around 40 hours average, so that's why I've played less games. And Street Fighter 6, I mean, I've played for 80 to 90 hours because I like fighting games. Hopefully when Sony releases the annual analytics of each player's profile, I'll see if I did better or worse than last year, so we can do a comparison. I'm going to do that on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.